Welcome back to Mega Man Battle.EXE 2. So, as we look over our final folder, at least till post-game, I would like to mention something that we glossed over because we were in awe of something else, and that's the fact that, apparently due to the radiation, the real world and the network are merging, which is why the outside and the network looked the way they did. Yeah, radiation did that.
I may have said this last video now that I think about it, but we know what radiation does. And we knew in 2001.
Yeah.
It's not the 60s anymore. Do you realize how many jokes I had to put up with of like, oh, Peter Parker wouldn't get spider powers, he would just get cancer.
Mm-hmm. Also, God, I love the computer in the background so much.
Mm-hmm.
We're just displaying this gif of a bomb.
Like an Acme-ass bomb.
This is what Gospel's gonna do to the planets.
I would love to see a bomb like that in real life. I'm sure at some point in history bombs looked like that, but I can't imagine seeing one in like 3D space. Racing the world on one monitor. It's very tiny and I can't read any of it.
Also, he's clearly got 2 monitors there.
Yeah, and 3. He's got one in the back, but it just plays cartoon bomb.gif, so I don't know if that's... if we should even count that. Insane thing for Lan to say. Much of the way I hide my mouth. I choose to think he's talking about the monitor behind him.
I found reality to be highly overrated.
Yeah, it's wrong! Oh. You're wrong!
That's dumb. You're dumb. Says me, Lan Hikari.
Legitimately, one of my favorite lines in the first Kingdom Hearts is Sora just going, "You're stupid!"
Mm-hmm.
More heroes, especially more child heroes, need to just do that.
To this day, I do just still have Axel from X7 going, "Are you stupid?"
I'm not gonna lie, I feel like World 3 was more parsable as an organization. They're just criminals doing criminal shit. These guys are pretending to have high-minded ideals, but nothing that this guy said has made any sense, and I don't know if it's just the translation.
It's kind of on purpose. Alright, so we've got our final walk to the final boss. We can run into enemies here. I'd prefer not to, but, well, at least it's just the firing squad, which is, kind of bad to see, because I don't have the best setup for it, but at the very least, we can kind of weave around. It's better than the satellites.
At least it's just the firing squad, me when I have to be executed and I'm very scared of electricity.
I don't like lethal injections. I don't like needles, please don't do that to me, just shoot me instead.
That would have been a better joke to make. The idea that you're getting a lethal injection and you're scared of the needle.
Alright, we're kind of spiraling outwards, and hey, here's a weird square. Wonder why this is here. Oh hey, it's our friends. Oh no! Wait, something's wrong. The Nobbies are here, but in real life nobody's here. Just customize them a little bit. Just to put Evil.EXE into them. can't delete them, they're my friends. Words to live by, am I right?
Friendship. No, that's stupid. I have no such handicap. Okay, I'm warming up to this guy. The more that he talks, he is like the platonic ideal of a shonen villain. Well, a specific kind of shonen villain. Like, not really a shonen fight show, but like this sort of I'm saying shonen so much. This sort of shonen where it's like about kids doing kid stuff but also going on adventures. Friendship now.
We just need Roll's hair to sparkle at us. Wait a minute. Other sparkles? Who are you? Well, you're not on screen, Roll. I just completely obliterated an evil Glide.
I was about to say, holy shit, we've seen Glide do a single thing now.
The first thing in 2 games, requiring the least amount of animation.
It's just... because he's based off of Juno for Mega Man Legends, I just keep expecting him to be like, oh yeah, he's secretly the most powerful Navi. But he never does anything, so maybe he's not. Maybe he's just a butler.
He's actually based off a Legends 2 character.
Okay, well he has like the face that like a lot of the Legends robots have.
Dex and Yai, who have to be in physical space with us. How do we not notice you, like, jacking into this computer to come in and save the day? You like your friends, do you? Have some more! Wait, we hate this guy. He's a jerk. Are you sure? I actually kind of like Proto Man. No, Mega Man, we don't like these guys. I'm a little hurt. No, you've got perfect HP.
And you like the idea that Mega Man and Proto Man are like not close friends, but are like okay talking to each other, but
I'm also here.
How
didn't you see Chad coming in?
Foul. Okay, I read that as foul impersonator who impersonated me.
They're in La La Land now.
You were too young to be speaking with ellipses.
Excuse me, I always speak in ellipses. Oh no! You know, it occurred to me that this room probably is pretty hot, but it seems to be getting worse. Bug. Fusion. It is name Bass.
Oh.
I mean, we've also heard of Bass, it's just...
yeah, we beat him last game.
He's always been the secret boss. Yeah, we beat him once, he was kind of just wandering around, and then we fought him again in transmission, and he said some weird, ominous things that we didn't understand. Though, in fairness, did we ever learn his name was Bass in transmission? I know we didn't in the first game, or Lan didn't. The player would know, but he wouldn't. He's just seen this weird guy in a cape who's really strong.
You know, having seen all your Let's Plays of the classic series, I feel like I don't have the strongest handle on Bass as a character.
Mm-hmm. He's really not in much.
Like, I get that he is sort of the Zero knockoff, the anti-hero that they put into the classic series. But unlike Zero has a very clear, like, character, you have an idea of what he will and won't do. I feel like you can make Bass do literally anything and it'd be like, yeah, okay.
I mean, yeah, he is playable for one whole semi-spin-off game. Not really a spin-off, but yeah, Mega Man and Bass is kind of weird, and that's not a numbered game, but yeah, that's the one where you can play as him, and so he's just kind of angry at everybody. He really is just kind of a wild card, where he technically works for Wily because he's Wily's creation, but also if he wants to beat up Wily, he'll absolutely do it.
I was going to say, like, I genuinely didn't even think of him as working for or with Wily. He's just a rogue element. He just shows up and beats up everyone.
Facing Super Navi Bass.
You can tell he's edgy because his profile picture is off-center.
I get it. In Japanese, he says, "Battle is my bass."
Battle is my treble.
Alright, so, Bass, 1000 HP, but, that's weird. Yeah, normally he has an aura. He consistently had that in, both the first game and in Transmission. But yeah, he's kind of missing that there, so... Some Super Navi he is. Get him, Gutsman.
And they had to make him easier now that he's a required boss. You wouldn't want super boss levels for your final boss.
His attacks are also a lot slower than they've been, and... I mean, in Transmission he's just really difficult on account of you're playing Mega Man Network Transmission.
What if they borrowed something from the game where he's playable as and just made the screen way smaller for this fight?
That would be so rude. We are playing on a Game Boy Advance, so like... Technically that is the same device where that did happen.
Very rarely will I recommend a translation patch for a game that has an official release, but like... If you want to actually be able to play Mega Man and Bass, you better get the Super Nintendo translation patch.
That's what I did. Alright, hey, wait a minute! It was the angry child all along!
Land, you can beat up this guy in real life. Do it right now.
What happened to my cyber suit? So yeah, the reason he sounded like a really angry child is because he was the angry child. This actually genuinely makes so much sense. Because yeah, no, who else would want the Super Navi to take over the world to be Bass other than like a 10-year-old? If I were an evil child, Bass would probably be my first choice too.
Is this why, like, so many of Gospel's, like, victims have been, like, I can see they're parachuted? Because they didn't want to lay a bunch of murders at a child's feet?
Yeah, and as mentioned, the guy who did get exploded in a subway, the person who told him, yeah, you're done, was just a different person entirely, is just a generic man. But a lot of the black portraits in black rooms, the text-only parts, he's been half of those conversations. It's hard to tell which half, because they're not really attributed to anybody, but still. Mail, Lance right. Our suits aren't nearly as good. We will die if we stay here. You promise not to be killed by radiation. Okay.
It's the fact that our main villain is glowing, like, light blue, which is the actual color of, like, I think Trenkov radiation.
Yeah, he's not doing well.
So, like, we've already won. Lane, if you just walk away, he's not gonna last much longer.
I also don't have a very good suit, goodbye.
I hope you know what you're doing, he said to Lan.
Server power 120%! I'm gonna type faster!
Not how percentages work, man. What did you do?
I'm sick of being picked on!
This is what people thought I would have done when I was a child.
Also, because of his positioning, it looks like he's typing on both those keyboards at once, which I guess he could very well be doing. Technically, it looks like he's typing on neither, but you know. Can only do so much with these sprites. He's typing so hard. Well, that doesn't look good. So, he says the real bass, but I should mention something. In the Mega Man Classic series, Bass has a dog named Treble. It's kind of as a counter to Rush. However, if you're familiar with the Japanese version, you would know that Treble's name there is actually Gospel. So if you're familiar with the alternate translation, or the original translation, of the Mega Man games, this has been staring you in the face the entire time.
Gloop.
That's also why the Supernavi is bass, and when things go horribly wrong, we get this fusion bug program, which is just a real big dog.
Man, looks like you're in some serious trouble.
Come on, delete him! Phone call. How did we pick up the phone? We're dying of radiation.
Lad, look out, there's a big dog!
Yeah, if you merge too many bugs together, you actually just make a real multi-bug organism. It's just a real big space dog. Shut up, Mega Man! Don't tell Dad I'm dying of radiation!
I know this game is literally for children, but like the way that Lan's dad is explaining this is just like... Did children write this too?
It'll be the bugs ruling the world. All computers are gonna be really glitchy.
Having flashbacks to ancient Romans, people becoming monsters disease. With these fucking proper nouns.
Dad, bye. I'm not dying of radiation. Oh god, the pain.
Okay, so it's going to explode. Like, it's not really how well.
Lan, quit dying.
And you have to stay alive. If you die, I die.
Is that God? Am I dead? Am I in hell? You blacked out when you got stuck in the radiation wave. Okay, so I am dead then.
This stuff with, like, the real world and the electronic world crossing over, I do think is cool. I'm just pissed off because it's radiation doing it.
Yeah, Star Force does it way better.
It's all magic in Star Force. It's all MacGuffins.
I'm going to put my heart program into full sync with you.
Oh. So, their hearts haven't been linked this entire game.
Can I really do that? You did do that, yeah.
You did that last game. That's why we keep making jokes about how... Oh, wait. He's talking about the fucking zygote splitting? That's weird. You weren't the same person, you were the same clump of stem cells.
Oh man, we do not want Mega Man talking about these issues. Okay, and now we've got the multi-bug organism, Gospel. Okay, so Gospel's definitely not easy. Honestly, stronger than the life virus, frankly. He is usually invincible unless his mouth is open. So, yeah, there's not a lot of opportunities to attack him. And honestly, even when he is vulnerable, he's usually attacking you with something else. Either clumps of garbage, or a very fast wave.
I do love that you've used that rain cloud attack in, like, every fight this video.
Yeah, the rain clouds are actually really good. They're some of my favorite chips. Wish I had the strongest version, but I didn't really grind for it, so I won't have it. So yeah, every, I think, third wave is gonna be one that destroys panels. Maybe four, but either way though, yeah, eventually he's gonna do a tracker shot that will crack the panels beneath him. I prefer just kind of destroying them immediately, so it's not a problem later. Oh god, get me out of the way of that. So yeah, not a lot of opportunities. Thankfully, he does actually kind of screw himself over. He was trying to do his tracker shot again, but because that first panel is cracked, he broke it instead, and that actually stops the attack. Now that does prevent me from using Dino Wave immediately, but, you know, I'll live. Yes, he can also turn his head into a drill. No, that doesn't help you hit him. So yeah, this is honestly way harder than dealing with the life virus's aura. There are just so many times where you will not be able to attack him. It's just a matter of positioning, and he's kind of got the advantage there. Oh, also, god, I'm getting every melee chip. I probably should have built a little better. You can use these chips if you do an area grab. But honestly, I feel like, the fact that there's a cracked panel there helps me.
I feel like you could have destroyed those panels in maybe a better pattern.
Probably. Also, why didn't you use the fist? Should have put the fist in to just remove that from cards. Honestly, I probably should have just added them to the reserve anyway. I think having a better loadout here would have been better overall. And there we go, finally got an area grab.
But we're not using
that only took ages. Yeah, because, like, I've cycled through half of my melee chips at this point. The timing there could have been better. And now we see a reason that you might actually want area grab as a default chip, just so you're prepared for things like this.
Yeah, you fucking loaded up on melee weapons, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't want to use my G folder, because that's a little broken. There still would have been difficulty, but... Oh, but hello. Eventually he will turn his head into some of the bosses in the game, like Airman or Cutman, and they'll do their attacks, but I kind of just stunned them and removed them immediately. So, we didn't actually see him do that attack completely. And yeah, towards the end, he'll try to use Wind, which does make the Magnet Bomb a little more difficult to use, admittedly, but I keep stunning him because Elect Guts is kind of broken. I've seen somebody take the wood element, and that's actually pretty good. While you don't have a lot of opportunities to hit Gospel, at the same time, having a multi-hit attack against the head can be useful, and that's a good buster for it, but yeah, Elect Guts really came in clutch, and so did Gutsman, who saved the day. Oh. Custom screen's ready. Also, apparently his entire station just exploded.
Or fell into the electrical world.
I mean, we did it, but how much radiation did you take? Oh, it's fine, the server stopped, so we're good.
The good news is they're going to name a disease after you.
I was pretty sure they were gonna do that anyway. There had to be something wrong with me. He doesn't look so good. You don't say. Okay, electromagnetic field makes more sense than radiation. Also, hey, look at that. He keeps his backstory book right next to him at all times.
It's just a copy of Catcher in the Rye.
Oh, you know, the plane crash 5 years ago.
Yeah, the only one.
The biggest net crime ever, until the life virus. They learned many things from that journal, which we're just gonna gloss over. Also, surprising we saw this kid on a plane first. Maybe that's why he ellipsed so much. It wasn't actually to protect his identity as the leader of Gospel, but because he was really scared. So anyway, I guess the foster system failed him, and that's why he started a terrorist organization. Because his parents died and the system failed him. So really, what else are you going to do? So this is one of those things where if there was like any lead up to this, this might have worked, but there wasn't. This game doesn't really have a theme.
Yeah, I feel like we've talked about this before. Where, like, there's probably a way to do a final villain like this where you only learn their deal afterwards. And I'm sure that I've seen it somewhere, but I can't think of what I was thinking of. Also, I don't know, man. I think plunging an entire city into a radiation hellhole, you're not going to be tried as a minor.
Yeah, like...
You're going to super jail.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah, like... There probably could have been a better lead into this, to make any of this work thematically. But, like, yeah, no, Gospel feels like one of the harshest groups in the series. And there's a group in the series that basically takes over the entire internet, but, like... This game, again, cannot emphasize this enough, starts with a man being killed by a bomb attack in a subway. I mean, they say nobody was injured, but you can't convince me otherwise.
I forgot they said no one was injured. I'd buy he, like, you know, somehow survived. What do you mean he wasn't injured? He was in the bomb.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, like, Gospel's done a lot of stuff, and the fact that it is a child doesn't work. Again, Star Force does this so much better.
Yeah, I started to think that the Star Force writers were specifically in conversation with this game. Star Force also has a lot of wacky shit in it, but it's more on, like, It doesn't take you out of it the way that the weird shit in this game does.
Yeah, Star Force 1's a much more coherent game, and, you know, I have to remind myself of how Star Forces 2 and 3 go, but, you know, I'll be there eventually. I'll eventually remember how those games are, but Star Force 1 is just a really tight-knit game.
This probably isn't the weirdest thing to happen in Star Force 1, if you don't mind me talking about light spoilers from Star Force 1. But what are the NPCs taking off their helmet in what is supposed to be the vacuum of space to show their level of trust to the villain of the week is insane. It's fucking wild, but it fits thematically, and once you get over the initial shock of it happening, it's really cool.
God, I love that moment so much.
Meanwhile, every weird thing in this game is just like, what the fuck? What do you mean the Quiz King has been possessing a child for 60 years? Why is there radiation everywhere? Is all the radiation just gone? Is everything fine now? We're not gonna cut.
I guess so.
We're not gonna cut to that city and everyone looks like horrible.
One man couldn't walk correctly because of the radiation, but it's okay, we saw his parachute afterwards. Part of that building was turned into the internet, but I guess that's fine now.
I would love a setting in like a first-person shooter where like anytime you shot an enemy, instead of them bleeding, it just shot a parachute out of their back.
Come on, Lan. Go. Leave. I don't want to acknowledge any of this.
I'm not like a huge stickler for like the lore or the mechanics of a universe, but like are Hub and Lan soul bonded all the time, or is it just a super mode?
Genuinely hard to tell.
Because like there's no indication in the first game that it's temporary until you get to the end of this game where they imply that they're like doing it again, and that they weren't doing it the rest of the game. But also that could just be bad writing because this game is a nightmare.
Also, man, I don't know how long this attempt at a love triangle lasts. I think it's more just male teasing Lan, but yeah, I don't think this lasts too much into the series, because I don't remember Male really paying too much attention to Chad at all in the back half of the series.
It's just... When I talk about this game having, like, poor writing, that's more of the stuff I'm thinking about. Like, for all the wackadoo shit, the stuff that's pissing me off is just the stuff that's, like, you just went with your first idea and didn't spend any time trying to refine it. Like, of course Male, Chad, and Lan are in a love triangle. You have 3 characters, one of them's a girl. Why wouldn't there be a love triangle?
But it is nice that Lan and Chad are actually developing as rivals a little bit. Also, I just follow Chad's orders. I don't even really want to fight you most of the time. So yeah, Chad Proto Man has absolutely zero interest in the rivalry. Yeah, this is kind of nice. It also comes a little bit out of nowhere, but they've been working together through the game, so I guess point A can lead to point B without too much to, you know, focus on there.
I love that they had Dex crying behind the text box, so that anytime you switch speakers, you got to see Dex crying again.
It's about him. Someone's been working backstage. Okay, Dad, you have to tell me, is this like a post-game thing, or a Mega Man Battle Network 3 thing? Because we've got several more games in the series. Okay, I don't know, this does sound like a full-on sequel hook. But Dad's work is far from over. Lan's work is also far from over. Again, there's a bunch more games in the series.
Okay, so I forget the exact word, but I know there is a single word that you could basically use in Japanese to refer to an unknown person as a pronoun, basically. It's typically translated as, like, that person. Occasionally you'll get, like, a proper noun thrown in. So I'm assuming that's what's happening, but like I like that they just went with him because like I would assume it's Battle Network Wily, but like it could be literally anyone.
The him in this case is Sean, who is being set up by someone else that we're not worrying about yet.
I didn't even catch his name.
Yeah, that's Sean. We failed to press X for him, so that's why he's like this.
He just misses his brother Jason.
Also, hey, wait a minute, what's our teacher doing here?
Oh no!
So, I don't want to take away from your called shot too much, because it was very good, but to be fair, you do know the genre, so... It's not the most difficult called shot on the planet.
Yeah, it's the sort of thing that it makes me mad that I'm right. It wasn't a, oh man, it would be so cool if they did this. It was a, this is something that hack writers would do. Again! My problem with this game.
So yeah, every game ends with Lan jacking into something for some reason, but in this game it's just to run away from his problems, which isn't really going to help at all. Because he has to stand there while his teacher's there still.
Man.
But I don't know, I feel like if you stop several terrorist attacks, they should give you a little bit of leniency on your homework.
Also, like, who the fuck gives summer homework that takes the actual entire summer to do? That shit's supposed to take like a week at most.
I mean, it might just take a week. We've just been very bad at it. Although I guess we're supposed to, like, write an essay on something we like or whatever the Yumland thing was supposed to be. But anyway, though, yeah, that is Battle Network 2. It's definitely an improvement over the first game, but I also feel like it is a very tiring game. Also, yeah, Yumland's King is back. They finally found the backup for him. MegaMan.EXE is okay again. But yeah, better game, but man, I was kind of feeling it not long after they started introducing the side quests and the licensed stuff.
Yeah. So one of my pet peeves is when somebody will just say something is like bad and not really explain it. Like when I said earlier, oh, this game has bad writing. That's not a full statement. You have to explain what you mean by that. And I want to be clear, the wackadoo shit I do like. It's the lack of like any cohesiveness. There's no theme. Like I wasn't expecting it to come together beautifully, but I was expecting it to come together at all.
Mm-hmm. And it really didn't.
Like, you figure out everything that you actually know about the main villain by reading his diary after he accidentally knocks himself out.
Mm-hmm. Like, I kind of like the twist that it is just a child playing
Yeah.
it being this weird adult, but there was nothing leading to that thematically throughout the game.
Honestly, if they, like, played up more the fact that, like, yeah, all this stuff seems super dangerous, but nobody ever seems to actually get hurt, that would have been an interesting way to foreshadow it.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, though, the post-game in this game's actually pretty important. So, we fought a fake base at the end there. And, yeah, I'm not surprised. The real base, not too happy about that. We have not seen the area he is in right now, but we will be seeing it in the bonus episodes of Mega Man Battle Network 2.
This game is a fucking fever dream.